Hello again. We are happy to see you on our next session for orientation program. Now we're going to talk about Israeli background, introduction to Israeli culture, part 2. We'll talk in this session about sites in Israel, places that we recommend for you to visit or to know some more about them. We'll talk about transportation, intercity trains and buses, and we'll talk about special card which calls Ravka. We'll start this session with taking a look on map of Israel. Here on this slide, you can see Israel is located in the Middle East and has borders with Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. Israel has 4 seas. The Mediterranean Sea, here is the biggest line, biggest shore. The Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee, and of course the Red Sea here in the southern border. The total area of Israel is 27,800 square kilometers. It's relatively speaking very small country, but it has a rich geography and different geographical areas. We wanted to remind you that as you know, when you signed, your work permit limited to certain areas for work, but having said that and having known for you, you're still welcome to visit any place in Israel on your free time and enjoy this little and proud country. We'll start our virtual tour from Jerusalem, which is the capital of Israel. And it's worth to mention that it's the most holy city in the world for three monotheistic religions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. The old city of Jerusalem is divided into 4 parts. It has Christian quarter with the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jewish quarter with the Western Wall, Muslim quarter with Dome of the Rock, and Armenian quarter. In Jerusalem, there are also other places and interesting sites to see, but we talk to you about Old City because, again, in terms of religion, it's the most ancient and holy place. Now, we would like to also talk to you about a few more cities. One of them is Tel Aviv, and most of you heard about this place before arriving to Israel. It's sometimes even being mistaken by Israel's capital. It's a second big city in Israel, and it has a very young spirit and young population, and therefore it calls the city that never sleeps. And it's one of the most popular cities in Israel. Tel Aviv lays along the Mediterranean coastline and has a population of almost 500,000. It is the economic and technological center of this country. And we also would like to mention Eilat. I showed you on the previous slide before. Eilat is the southern city in Israel, located in Negev desert. The city lays in Red Sea with beautiful underwater world. And when you swim there, even without any special equipment and glasses, you can sometimes see sea fauna under your body, inside of water under the sea. It is the most local touristic city in Israel due to its tax-free zone, beaches, calm sea, and comfortable climate during all year. So even if you don't have many free time, but maybe at least once while you're staying in Israel, this place is also worth your visit. We also wanted to mention another popular city of Israel, which called Haifa, and this is the most multicultural city in Israel. It's a northern city of Israel, and 5 religions here coexist in harmony. Haifa has a seaport, airport, and metropolitan. It lays on Mount Carmel and washed by the Mediterranean Sea. Here in the picture, you can see also very famous Bahrain Gardens. beautiful place to visit as well within Haifa. We also wanted to mention for you some of the most special Christian sites in Israel, as we thought that you might be also interested in this, of course. And we will start this part of the tour in Galilee. Galilee is a fertile mountainous region in northern Israel. It's known for the Sea of Galilee, which also called Kinneret, the lake, where Jesus is said to have walked on water. The Sea of Galilee is Israel's largest and most important freshwater lake. It is the lowest freshwater lake on Earth. The next place that we are going to virtually visit is Al-Mahdas, the site where Jesus of Nazareth is believed to have been baptized by John the Baptist. Marks the foundation of one of the world's largest religions and encompasses several other sites significant to all three Abrahamic monotheistic religions. Next place is Nazareth, the home of young Jesus. This place is located in the beautiful Lower Galilee region of Israel, famed for being the city where Jesus had lived and grown up. Today, Nazareth is the largest Arab city in Israel and one of the largest cities in northern Israel. The population in Nazareth are mostly Muslim and Christians. Nazareth, as I said, is a very special place for most Christians. And the next place that we would like to visit is Cana, the famous for its story about turning water to wine. Jesus' first miracle was performed here in Cana of Galilee. When the wedding party in Cana ran out of wine, Jesus commanded the servants to fill up 6 stone jars with water. After he is offered the cup from one of the jars, the chief steward of the wedding discovers that he is drinking wine. I am sure that most of you are familiar with this story, but still here in Israel, it's not only the story, but it's the actual place that you can come and visit. I am not sure that you will find there a wine, but it's still a very special place to be. Tabha Pilgrim House is 4th century pilgrim Ergerius account of visiting Tabha. In this fruitful garden, Jesus fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, which, as I said again, here in Israel is a very special and unique place for all the monotheistic religion, and of course, if we're talking about Christianity. And here you can visit different places where different places and stories took place, and then you can come and visit and experience it in the first place and personally. There are also some locations, Christian locations in Bethlehem that we wanted to mention. The monastery being structured in the shape of a cross, which is one of the oldest continuously operating churches in the world, constructed in the 325 year of our era. And also another places that we want to mention in Bethlehem is the Mill Grotto, and is a place where the Holy Family took shelter during the slaughter of the innocents, hiding there for a short time for Herod's soldiers. So once again, another historical and holy place for you to visit. More holy sites in the area of Bethlehem, Shepherd's Field, that place in Beit Saur, a small town east of Bethlehem. The fields have been identified since ancient times with the shepherds who saw the star of nativity and followed it to Bethlehem. And another place is Mar Saba, which is a Greek Orthodox monastery in the middle of a desert east of Bethlehem, founded by Saint Sabas of Cappadocia and 439 a year. Today it houses around 20 monks. So there are still monks that are living there. Now, when we stopping visiting all the sites or having a break between visiting those sites virtually, I want to talk to you about the transportation in Israel. about intercity trains and buses, and give you some useful information how you can use this here in Israel, this transportation. So first of all, you need to know that the cost of the travel tickets is determined by the distance that you travel, and ticket containing several trips tab or free monthly ticket that can be purchased at a discounted price. There are also train tickets combined with bus tickets. So before purchasing only one ticket for one destination, it's better for you to approach the information center in the central bus station or any other central transportation place, and to get a consultation what would be more economic wise and more efficient wise for you to purchase, that will cover the whole your whole planned travel for this day, and not only for one destination between one stop and another stop. There are also, of course, taxis, and shared taxis are available in Israel, and usually the payment is by cash. The main apps for navigation when you want to check the buses is Moovit and Google Maps. And now the mentioned in the beginning card, Rav-Kav, which literally means multi-line. And this card is contactless storage value smart card for making electronic payments as a joint fare collection system for the different public transportation operators across Israel. Meaning that once you have this card, you can charge it with some amount of money, and then you can in each bus and each travel you can use it, and it will charge some payment for each travel. You can also again get a consultation and to purchase a free I wouldn't say free, but a payment for a day travel for a variety of destinations that you planned for this specific day. And it can also take Hofshi Hochi, which means a payment for a month in the area that you regularly is going to travel. But first, I guess you need to understand how much you're going to travel and what is more economically efficient for you to purchase, and get maybe this consultation on the information desk at one of the central places of central bus station or something like that. I want to thank again for your attention, and we will meet you once again in our new session of our orientation program. Thank you.